Hi. We're going to talk about your hippocampus because that is the area that has been damaged through both tumour and treatment. So it's really important to understand what that function of your brain does so that you can understand maybe some areas that you might struggle with or aren't allowing you to perform in your role and are generally affecting your day-to-day. So the purpose of this isn't really to say that we can undo the damage that's been done to that area. And the hippocampus is a really vital area of the brain for certain functions. The purpose is really to look at, well, what we can do now that that area has been damaged. Let's look at the brain's capabilities of neuroplasticity, so rewiring its function from the hippocampus. Is there a way that we can do that? Are there things that you can do in your everyday life to think about how can you improve some of the function that you've got? Are there workarounds that you could do, which mean that you can manage tasks which at the moment you're struggling with? So it's more about thinking in a positive way, what can we do about the damage that has been done? So we know that the damage that has been done through a combination of the location of the tumour and the treatment that you've been given. The hippocampus is an area of our brain which is responsible for consolidation. So it's about consolidating short-term memories and converting them into a long-term memory. And if you think about things that you need to be converted into your long-term memory and in relation to work, for example, then you're thinking that you do some training, you learn new knowledge, you then harness this knowledge by practicing it, repeating it, and keeping it in your long-term memory. If you do your course and you think, oh, this is really interesting, okay, that's really useful, I'll absolutely use that, then you're not able to convert it into your longer term memory. People around you at work might not understand because they know you've been on the training. They know you understood it perhaps in the moment. The trainer might think, oh, but you asked all the right questions. That's all absolutely true. You did understand it in the moment. You did ask the right questions. But the damage within the hippocampus in your brain has meant that that newfound knowledge has not been able to become long-term knowledge because you've not been able to take it and put it in storage. I mean, that's really what our long-term memory is. It's a storage, isn't it? It's a storage unit where when something familiar comes along and you think, oh gosh, okay, that's familiar. What do I do when this problem comes along? You retrieve that information, you bring it forward, and you use that bit of training that you had to find a solution. So at the moment, that bit's not happening. So whilst you can understand in the moment, the conversion of the information to your long-term memory isn't possible. So if we think about that as a form of brain damage, then it's easier for other people perhaps to understand that that's brain damage that you can't repair, you can't change. And so this isn't a problem that's going to go away. So in terms of selection of job, perhaps in terms of the task that you manage, that all needs to be taken into consideration because it doesn't mean you can't be brilliant in the here and now. You absolutely can be and are in lots of brilliant ways. It's just, it's different from how things were before. So we need to manage it slightly differently. So I guess it's then thinking, so what does that look like? How will we manage that?